Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Spill Zone, a brand new puzzle game where the goal is to make the entire puzzle one single color by spilling one color into another. A unique, challenging, and utterly addictive game. Like all great puzzle games, the concept is simple, but it requires strategy to complete the puzzle in the fewest moves possible. So get ready to experiment, fail, and repeat. Spill Zone. Download this challenging puzzle game to your Android or iOS device, and best of all, it's free. That's spill.zone. Spill Zone. One small pour for man, one giant spill for mankind. Download it today.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
All right.
Do you hear that sound, ladies and gentlemen? That's the sound of sucking.
I might not laugh today.
No, I think you will.
No, I don't think I'm going to laugh today. I don't think I'm going to laugh. I think that it's a Monday. Mondays suck anyway.
Sure.
When you get through a little background before we get started, because then I've got something that's a musical presentation that I'd like to share with everybody. But let me tell you how our Monday starts. Our Monday starts with 5:45 in the morning. Oscar Santana sending out a text to everybody that he's projectile vomiting and diarrhea and everything, and he's got food poisoning and it's amazing, and he's in the
well, no,
bathroom.
I don't think he ever said it was amazing.
But he was sick, right? Oscar's got food poisoning.
Yeah,
and
I can actually get you the text if you want.
Well, they're hard to read because he was incoherent for some of them.
He said,
I don't know what's going on.
Fellas, I've been up all night with food poisoning. I twice wrote this message and then erased it. This is good. I don't want to pull a pony, but I haven't slept a wink. I have to call out sick today. I'll be better tomorrow. I'm here if you need anything. And then only Oscar would say, tell everyone my story. Tell them never to order Thai food. 3 spices. #fail. He's sitting on the toilet and he's hashtagging a post.
So Oscar is, and Oscar's never sick, so that's cool. I'm fine with that. And, for God's sakes, if anybody was drinking with Oscar last night and rats him out, I still won't care.
No.
So anyway.
He's not shy about rolling in here hungover.
No, I think we all can do that. I think we all have demonstrated that I mean, I have done shows.
Never me.
I have done shows where there was one years and years and years ago on the old Don and Mike show where I was drinking with Denny Hamlin till 5 o'clock, the NASCAR driver.
Yes.
Till 5 o'clock in the morning, and I came in and it was a 3 o'clock start time for the old afternoon drive show.
Yes.
And I was almost on the unable to perform list. I got yelled at for that.
Yeah, and also
I
I remember we've all had some pretty decent hangovers. I remember one when you remember when we talked you into coming to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich restaurant?
Yeah, that was those were going through the
That
breakup
was
of
the
the
New York
marriage,
days, yeah.
and the New York days, very, very painful for a variety of reasons. But so we wish him well. That's how the day started.
Right.
Then our video portion of what we do to see each other, and also the live stream, and we record video. At least for me,
yes,
we rely on probably one of the worst companies ever to be a technical company, and that is Skype. Because Skype has sucked from the beginning. It still sucks. They still don't do well. They don't know how to do their technology well, but it's all we got, basically. It's all. If you want to do it cost effectively, if a little birdie floated down and generated some money for the show that we could use not feeding our families, we would be able to buy the equipment to do this on our own. But Nancy Negative over here has already told me that we can't do it. Pony, having technical discussions with Pony, if you went with everything he said at the beginning, nothing would ever be done and nothing would ever happen. It would all be doom and gloom. They can't do it. It's not.
Well, he's actually he's fallen into the category of classic
engineer,
radio engineer, can't
broadcast
be done.
engineer, where the first answer is no. No matter what.
I don't mean this in a bad way, Pony. You're just doing what your people have always done.
And it
Except
sucks
you're
because
skinny.
it's doom. It's
so I got
it's
that.
Doom. It's gloom. It's we can't. We will never do it. But trust me, this is the last day that we're going to be worried about that. Now we have the ability to see each other, and then we're going to have the broadcast of video on the recording. So the only people that are the only people left out in the cold today, unfortunately, because we have to make sure we've got it right, are the people that live stream the video. Mm-hmm. So those 11 people will have to be disappointed today, and then we will have the video up later on in today's show. And the audio is unaffected because the Telos company, unlike the Skype company, the Telos company is without peer in the industry. Without peer. And, they've got this wonderful company where they actually pick up the phone if there's ever an issue.
Right.
As opposed to the behemoth that is Skype, because no one has decided to challenge them, except the fine people at Google. We are using a service for our video today called Google Hangout. So
actually,
if you ever want to do a video
French
call,
company. It's Google Hangu.
Hangu. So if and that's on a normal day, I might even chuckle at that.
Oh,
but anyway,
we're gonna get you laughing, little fella.
Looking forward to it. So the thing is, we persevere, and the only reason we share this is because I need you to know my mindset going into the show, and people say, well, that's not very professional, Mike. I said, well, screw you.
Yeah.
It's what I need to do for my psychotherapy. That's how we need to do this. Now, with that said, I would like to present a musical portion of the program.
Excellent.
By a child prodigy who will be, I believe, recording many albums in the future. He's not a rapper; he's a throwback where it's all about the melody. So this was recorded yesterday in the Mike O'Mara home studio. Let's listen. Here we go. Now that was so strong that I said, my God, we must get him on again, and we must really try it again and see. Let's see. So.
No,
Hold on, it's not over. Don't interrupt the genius. Wait.
Of course.
All right, and so okay. Now I'll grant you that was not the second take, not the best, but I decided to go with a third.
Oh, a third.
And, this might come in right in the middle of it. I'm not sure. Here we go. Oh no, it does. Here we go. Wait for it. That's him clapping for himself.
That's not professional, but okay.
That's not very professional. Let me see if I've got another one here. Hold on.
Oh, okay. More reverb on that fourth cut.
He was walking away. That's why. Want to replay on that one? That was a brief. That was only a 7-second clip. Let me hear it go. Now, you might remember from the 27th of August when he was asked who his favorite artist was.
Yes.
And I have that, too.
Oh, good.
Who's that? Our favorite drummer. What's his name?
Liam.
Is it Buddy?
Yeah.
Buddy what?
Buddy Roots.
Do you like Buddy Rich?
Yeah.
He's a drummer.
Yeah.
Are you a drummer?
Yeah.
Who's that over there? Mommy?
Mommy.
Okay, we'll look at everybody here. Who's that?
Mommy.
Who's this?
Daddy.
What's your name?
Name Michael.
Hey, his name!
Oh, that's great.
That's good. Now, this one was recorded also on the 27th of August. This is entitled Michael Almost Sneezes.
Okay.
And this, as a daddy, this is my all-time favorite right here. So let's listen to this one, okay?
Say I love you.
You.
You hear him almost getting ready. Let's play that one again.
Though,
here
yeah.
We go. All right, here we go.
Say I love you.
You.
Who's that?
Mommy.
Are you gonna sneeze?
No.
Did you think you were gonna sneeze?
No.
Can you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G? You want to try it? A, B, C. Can you sing your song?
Yes.
You want to try your song?
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your name?
So anyway, this is actually putting me in a better mood, which is wonderful. All right, I've got this
So
recorded.
who is that kid?
We're going back. That's my son.
Okay.
We're going back. This is quite a ways back here. This is Michael's ABC song.
Oh,
this
good.
was recorded on July 30th. This is early in the summer. I'm not sure how this is going to sound, so bear with us here.
Can you sing
It's
them
in the
again?
car. He's in the back seat.
Can you sing them again?
A, B, C. Sing it.
All right, that's not a very good
You know,
recording.
Mike,
We've gotten better.
Don't
We've
feel
gotten
bad.
better.
He might be more of a numbers guy.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's got the. He's got. I'd like to just demonstrate for you. This, ladies and gentlemen, is perfect pitch. Thank you very much. And one last time
Yes.
for the La La 2. I know there are ladies out there that want to hear this a second. And he's whispering it.
Like the quiet.
Hi.
Yeah, runs out of gas there at the very end. So
That's
yeah,
so
that's
different
it.
than Robert's alphabet song when he was little. When I would say, Robert, can you sing the ABC song? He said, Daddy's going to his favorite store.
The ABC store, yay! For booze, which I could use right now. A big bottle of booze. Start the damn show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Ali, now don't panic, please. Stop
I
it.
told you it's a mistake to ever bring a live thing in the house.
Stop it. Don't do that. Go to that one.
You know,
There.
maybe we should just call the police. Dial 911. It's the lobster squad.
Come on, Alvy. They're only baby ones, for God's sake.
If they're only babies, then you pick them up.
Oh, all right. Here you go.
Don't give it to me. Don't. Look, one crawl behind the refrigerator. It'll turn up in our bed at night. When you get out of here with that thing, Jesus.
Get it.
Talk to him. You speak shellfish. Hey, look, put it in the pot.
I can't put it in the pot. I can't put a live thing in hot
Let me do
water.
it. What do you think we're gonna do? Take it to the movies?
Here you go. Oh, good, Alvy. I'll say.
Okay, it's in. It's definitely in the pot. Annie, there's a big lobster behind the refrigerator. I can't get it out. This thing's heavy. Maybe if I put a little dish of butter sauce here with a nutcracker, it'll run out the other side. You know, out
I'm
of
gonna
instinct.
get my camera. Hold on.
You know, I think if I could pry before her. We should have gotten steaks, because they don't have legs. They don't run around.
Great. Jeez, all right.
All right.
Pick this lobster up. Hold it, please.
What do you mean?
It'll bake great.
You're gonna take pictures
It'll
now?
Be, Alvy, it'll be wonderful.
Right here.
Oh, lovely. Oh,
Oh, God, that's
don't
disgusting.
be do one more, Ellie, please. One more, thing. Oh, good.
What are you making such a big deal about? They're only lobsters. Look, you're a grown man. You know how to pick up a lobster.
I'm not myself since I stopped smoking.
Oh, when did you quit smoking?
16 years ago.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
We are coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show on the air and online worldwide. The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. And if you're here, you do too. I have found, ladies and gentlemen, an incredible website that I need to tell you about. Once I tell you the name, you'll find it hard to forget because it's a great name for a website. Nuts.com. The best tasting nuts on the planet. Listen up, you nut munchers. Why settle for small nuts at the grocery store when you can have big, beautiful nuts from nuts.com? Now, the entire gang has gotten nuts and all sorts of sweet treats from nuts.com. It's the simple and convenient way to have nutritious, delicious, healthy nuts and other treats from all around the world delivered straight to your door. The thing that they care about the most, quality. I love the website. Great pictures, easy to navigate, easy to search. Ordering is a breeze. They ship fast, and the snacks were so good. Rob Spiewak holding in his hot little hands right now the dried strawberries because
my God.
Rob won't eat nuts. They're too healthy.
No. The cashews, Mike, the cashews that I have at my home are the best I've ever had, bar none. But this is a full-size strawberry. Normally you see dried strawberries, they're little slices. This is a full strawberry, and it's everything you love about a strawberry. It's the best thing I've ever had.
Right now, new customers can get 4 free samples when you go to nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That's a $15 value. You'd be nuts not to do it. Get it? Nuts.com, a family-owned business since 1929. We talked to these guys. They really, really care about the quality, and they handpick everything that they send to you. They have gone out and found the best of the best. Nuts.com, more than just nuts. They have over 3,000 snacks. Rob's eating them right now.
Oh, so
dried
good.
fruits, sweet treats, cooking and baking goods. It's fantastic. Nuts.com. Big, salty, sweet, whatever kind you like, whatever you want to munch on, let them take care of you and your taste buds. Right now, new customers, 4 free samples. Choose from over 50 options. That's a $15 value when you go to nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That's nuts.com and the code TMOS for 4 free samples with your order. Thank you, nuts.com. Now, tomorrow on the show, we are going to call my buddy Zach, who was kind enough to let an old man and the sea, an old man go to sea, ladies and gentlemen.
When you say the old man and the sea, it sounds like maybe you brought a lady friend along.
No, not at all. No, let's not get crazy. I actually headed out bright and early, 5:30. Got picked up on Saturday morning and did something that I probably in my life up here have had 2 previous opportunities, both that I didn't take advantage of. This is I figured. Look, I look at the calendar. All right, I'm not getting any younger.
Oh.
I think it's a good idea to try these things out. But my opportunity was to go on a lobster boat and have, be a full-fledged working member of a lobster boat crew. Originally, I thought that I was going to take my digital audio tape recorder and that there were going to be 2 guys there, and I was just going to walk around chatting. But no, he called me the day before and said, my stern man isn't coming. I hope you're ready to work. And
I can't make it. I'm feeling sick, Robin.
You remember what a candy ass I was on Friday's show. I truly was nervous about this because I realized, look, right away, I know what these guys do. I didn't know the level of work. I didn't know exactly what it was going to entail, but it started at 5:30. We went just around the corner is where he keeps his boat and where there's a giant lobster pound. And so it was less than a mile for us to get to where we were going yesterday.
Now, when you talked about, would you call yourself
Saturday?
Would you call him a lobsterman? That's the
he
title,
is
right?
He is a lobsterman.
You were
yes.
an honorary lobsterman.
I was an honorary stern man.
What is the difference?
A stern man does not haul the traps.
Smiles.
He's very stern. Oh, God, we're such wusses. And tomorrow we're going to call Zach because with the technical stuff going on today, we just didn't want to take a chance. We really want to. It's going to be a brief call. But I will wait till tomorrow to get my ultimate grade and review for this lobster fishing trip that we went on. I will tell you that I don't know where to begin, but I might as well begin at the beginning because this was something I was filled with dread in a way. It's the kind of thing where if you don't do it, you're going to regret it, and if you do it, you're going to have a little anxiety. Just a little anxiety because I'm going into a world that I don't know about.
But one you've thought a lot about.
Well, I love that industry up here, and I have tremendous esteem and respect for the guys that do this for a living. But you really don't know when you go to a restaurant and you dig into a real Maine lobster. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing experience to be at the very front of that and to see how this goes. To be honest with you, a lot of offshore fishing takes place where you wouldn't be able to do this with a day. You would be probably on a boat going way off the coast, and it would probably take more time, and I wouldn't have been able to do it. This is a lot of this is inshore. There's plenty of offshore lobster fishing, but this is inshore, and I I invited myself because this is the guy that actually gets us lobsters up here, and
now hold on. Let me jump in here.
Yes.
How blatantly did you invite yourself?
I said
because you know what, you're not this. I saw a photo of this guy in your lobster selfie, which, by the way, dreamy. But
thanks so much.
He looked.
I was at the helm, by the way. I was at the helm.
He looked a little bit like a roughneck and a tough guy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. He just looks like a tough, big guy, and I don't see you really forcing your way into his line of work.
Hey, hold on a second. I'm looking at the screensaver for our young intern. What's his name? Barry?
No, it's
Barry?
Adrian.
Adrian, is that Bob Marley? Is that a Bob Marley screensaver that you have on there, just out of curiosity?
It is, and it also switches every couple minutes to another band as well.
Other bands as well. What other?
Do we have another pothead? Do we have another pothead? Intern here. I mean, it seems like we've had 3 in a row. I love the trend that we're having, especially since I think it's going to be legal in the. Are you a pothead?
You like to twist
Tyler?
up a hog leg there, Tyler? Did you say?
Yeah, Tyler. What's his name?
Adrian.
Adrian.
Think
Yo,
of
Adrian.
Rocky. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, yo, Adrian. Are you pothead?
He doesn't
Adrian?
look like one, but he is one.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, that answers that. We'll have another. All right, note to self: Q&A with Yo Adrian later in the week when he's here. When's the next time Yo Adrian's going to be here, Pony? Do you know?
I'll be here tomorrow, Mike.
Oh, you'll be tomorrow. All right, good. Well,
I'll be here tomorrow if I make it.
Wow.
I'll be bringing brownies.
Did Noel hip you, or you go to a totally different school, right? So yeah, all right. I'm sorry, I'm easily distracted, but it shows the quality of Google Hangout, does it not?
Yes, it does.
There you go. Fantastic stuff. I'm very excited about it. All right, moving right along. So what was
the
your
question was, how forceful were you? Said you invited yourself.
Yes.
And I know you, and
Right.
Hey you. I
Hey,
know
you.
you.
Hey.
I can't see you bossing this guy around very much. How forceful were you when you invited yourself aboard his boat, his craft?
If I and he could contradict this. Now listen, he is a man of few words, so we're not going to have a lengthy interview tomorrow.
And a youngish
okay?
guy, because I think like many
20,
people,
23, 22 years
when you
old.
hear
that's
lobstermen, you think of Spencer Tracy battling the marlin.
You think of you think of Captain Quint from
exactly.
From Jaws. No,
older guy.
He's a young guy, but he's a man of few words. Loves the job. Really loves what he does, and he knows it. And I have tremendous respect for this young guy that's out there getting it done. And it was just an amazing experience. But he works for us during the winter. He plows our driveway during the winter. And so that's how we had the relationship. And he's a really good guy. We've developed a friendship with him. And he is somebody that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And he knows, because of that, we've had multiple lengthy conversations. I've met his brother, and we've had lots of chats. And I like the guy. And so through that, he obviously found out what I did, which was a show. He's listened to the show. And during our many, many interactions this summer, it came up where I said, I'd love to go out on the boat sometime, and I did it under the guise of it would be something good for the show. Okay. And he was intrigued by that. So it wasn't just like me saying, I want to go on your boat.
I'm coming on your boat.
Hello there. Yeah, just like Francis. I'm coming. And my daddy said I could have anything I want.
Guess what, Pee-wee? It's my birthday.
Right. Pee-wee, and they all said it there, Pee-wee. Francis is having his bath. But that's okay. By the way, hey,
Francis Buxton,
Chandler,
Mike.
Chandler, you know what you want to do? You want to, roll a big fatty and watch that show.
Yes,
that's the best high movie that's ever. Even though I never watched it high, but I had a few cocktails watching it. Pee-wee's Big Adventure,
great one, great movie.
Let's ask old Adrian. Let's ask Adrian if he's ever watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Adrian, have you ever checked that out?
I have seen it. It's been a while, so I really don't remember it that well, but I've definitely seen it.
Is there a lot of things you don't
remember it that well because you've killed all those brain cells.
That's not true, Mike.
That's exactly what it is. That's
Current
it.
studies show that marijuana is shown to boost the mental or your brain.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Well, my current study doesn't show that.
Yes, current studies have shown that marijuana is boosts the mental of your brain.
You know what?
If you're writing that down, make a mental note of that. All
Let's
right?
send that air check off to the current study people.
Yes,
See
yes,
how
that's
they
a
do with that.
very, very good idea. Adrian,
I can state some sources for you guys.
That's good. We will actually set aside some time for that debate, and we'll do that. We've been, hey, look, ever since I've been in the business, I've been surrounded by potheads. So there's There's no exception
And
to
Mike,
that.
if you
It's
want to
fantastic.
dismiss this topic easily, tomorrow just tell Adrian he was great telling everybody about it yesterday. And what he'll do is he'll say, because, the paranoia that comes with marijuana smoke, he will say, oh, yes, I was, wasn't I? It was good, right? yes, I was fine.
Well,
I do
please.
like to pride myself that I smoke, but I also get my work done. I always
Great. Take
get
the
my work
microphone
done.
away from him. All right, you're taking over the show now, and that's
I
not
have a
going to
hunch
happen.
you
All
take the
right,
mic
so-
away, he'll still talk.
Okay, so please make sure that I don't forget Adrian on tomorrow's show. That's going to be a lot of fun.
He'll be right here.
I truly look
Reeking
forward
of
to that.
patchouli oil. He won't be able to forget it.
I like the thumbs up. That's good. So all I have to say is my esteem for the people that do this for a living, and the fact that I was privileged enough to be invited out and do it. I can't tell you how I feel about these guys, and Zach in particular. Fantastic guy. My performance, on the other hand, I'll lay out the facts as I know them, and I'll let you at home make your own determination. And then, of course, tomorrow on the show, it seems like we're doing everything tomorrow, but we will get a review from my man, the captain of the ship, Zach, and let you know what's happening.
When you finish your rundown of your day as lobsterman or sternman, can I also offer as an observer how you sounded on the phone that night?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean as far as when I called you drunk?
Yes.
Okay, very good. We'll take a break. Come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. You always know.
Joe, the political season is really ramping up. Maybe we here at the More Broadcast Network should have our own debate.
Hit on the tough issues, the things that are important.
Yeah, like immigration. We need a wall around this network. No more podcasts. No one from Baltimore coming in and getting a show.
Or the legalization of marijuana. I know our show would vastly improve.
Yeah, well, I'm high right now. But who would be the Donald Trump in this debate?
You mean the loud, the obnoxious, the misogynist, the womanizer, rich?
Well, obviously that's going to be Todd Moore.
Yeah, but he has amazing hair.
For now. RobandJoeShow.com. Subscribe at iTunes and check us out on the TMOS app.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by ZipRecruiter.com. Hey, business owners, are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? One thing is for sure, your company is only as good as the people you hire, but to find the best, you can't rely on one single job posting, and you're already short-staffed. You don't have the time to deal with dozens of different job sites. Well, now you do. A wonderful, wonderful service for employers out there. ZipRecruiter.com. You can post to over 100 job sites with one single click, and you'll be instantly matched to the best candidates from over 6 million resumes. Sounds to me like with 6 million resumes, you may be able to find the right person.
One or two, Mike. Sure, why not?
Just one post, and within 24 hours, you can sit back and watch your candidates appear in ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Actual client testimonials say that ZipRecruiter takes the torture out of the hiring process. ZipRecruiter is faster, easier, and the source for their best employees. I mean, as a program director, I will tell you that finding the best employees was the single most difficult part of my job, and to have some technology roll around like ZipRecruiter that not only makes it easier but makes you get the best candidates, it's fantastic. They've been used by over 400,000 businesses. Shouldn't you give it a try? You can try ZipRecruiter today, and it's absolutely free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS and get started. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Don't wait. Try it for free right now.
When?
Right now at ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Okay, so back to the boat. Back to the boat.
The Time Bandit.
The overtime. The overtime. Yes, it was not the Time Bandit, but pretty close.
It's called the Overtime?
I think that was the name of the boat. The
Not the
Overtime.
minnow?
No, not the minnow, not the. And I got the. I will tell you, you post certain things as a tease for this show, on social media, and I don't know what it is, but lately I'm posting anything, and I'm getting 500 likes in 15 minutes. It's very, it's very powerful, and I was very excited, and it was kind of as soon as he said he was going to pick me up at my house,
right?
I knew two things. Carla would have access to an automobile all day.
Well, that's good, right?
And I was pretty much at this guy's, beck and call, and I was going to have to be on his schedule. So, if I began to projectile vomit out at sea, there probably wouldn't be a way for me to get back unless I wanted to jump overboard.
How much of that do you think was if he picks you up, you have no way to bail on him?
that's I think he was picking me up just to be friendly, and he's a cooperative guy, and so he's a neighbor. He lives very close by, so all of this was convenient. But I had Carla set the alarm for 5 a.m. even with the little guy getting up early.
Sure.
And at 5:25, Thumper opened his eyes, and so I was there with the little guy, and I was trying to manage him and wait for Zach to arrive, and so he was very punctual. He pulled in my driveway right at 5:30, and I scampered down the stairs, and I said hi, and he said,
"To be my truth here, you haven't scampered in some time. It's been a while since you scampered anywhere."
Can I tell you? And I'm glad you do this, because this allows me to reflect on what I was going for. And what I was going for, I tried to appear fleet of foot, nimble, and youthful as I bound down the stairs.
Bounding, I'll take bounding.
Yeah. Then I got to his truck, and they all have trucks up here, these young guys and old guys. And, I forgot it had been a long time that as I get to the truck, you're not getting into the average vehicle. It's a bit of a climb.
A little higher.
And so I youthfully sprint down the stairs, and then I get to the truck, and I realize as I take my bad hip and my right leg, and I try to throw my right leg up
into
the...
Is this a pickup truck, like a classic pickup truck?
It's a big raised pickup truck.
Sure.
It's a with the
he
big
probably uses it for
mutter
plowing,
tires.
right?
He uses it for plowing, and he uses it for launching boats. So he's the cab of the truck is that what it's called?
Do you mean where the operator sits? Where's the clutch? The clutch is to the left, right?
So it's up high.
Yes.
And I say, oh, okay. And you're not just going to jump into this like you're getting into a Kia.
Like for a pleasure cruiser, you're waiting for him to come around with like a step stool for you.
No, but I realized that this is not going to be, so I engage maybe a little small talk. And
Tiny.
he says, do you have something to drink or eat? And he says so kind of incredulously, and I'm like, I have a bottle of water back in the house. And I scamper back up the stairs again.
I'll be right back. I won't be a minute.
And now suddenly I become aware of the fact that I have the bottle, but I have to fill it up. And now I'm aware that immediately I'm already causing problems because I'm delaying everything. Even if it's 2 minutes, I'm delaying this.
Mike, there's an underlying problem here, because when he said, do you have anything to drink or eat, does that make you think I'm going to be at sea for hours without any food? He's not going to feed you.
No, he's not going to feed me, and I didn't know. The game plan was I knew I was being picked up at 5:30,
right,
and I was told that I would probably get back to the house around 1. As it turned out...
Did you get a hearty breakfast?
I grabbed 2 protein bars from the pantry
right,
and a big bottle of water. But as it turned out, we weren't at sea nearly that long, either because the traps weren't as good as he wanted that particular day, or he just wanted to get me off the boat.
I was going to say, he cut the trip short largely because he wanted to kill himself.
These are the answers you're going to get tomorrow. I would make a note to ask that question.
I will.
Did he cut the trip 2 hours short because of having Nancy McNansigan out there on the boat with him, or did he cut it short because he was just done for the day and he had other things that he needed to do? I won't know the answer to that. I didn't ask these questions. I didn't ask for a review when he was driving me back to the house. But
so there was just stone silence?
No, we chatted. He's very friendly. He's super nice. I mean, there was no tension at all. First of all, remove that from the equation. There was no. You're an ass. There was no sexual tension.
Well, Mike, I'm not an ass. I'm just trying to explain to people that when you're trying to explain the relationship, there was no sexual. Because what I had envisioned was like
my daughter's age, so there is no sexual tension.
I was just envisioning like the first season of Moonlighting, and it's like,
not at all.
Will they finally just sleep together?
No, but way to reference a television show that no one's seen in the last 20 years. So anyway,
but 20 years ago it was very popular.
Yep. So there's no problem, and it's off to the pound, and it's dark up here, quite dark at that hour.
Sure.
And so we take the truck over to the pound, and the first thing I noticed was the launching area for the boat is not, it's not like a ramp or anything. And by the way, he's got his skiff. He's got his Carolina skiff.
Okay.
That he is trailing down to get his boat. And, he keeps his boat on a mooring, and he keeps the Carolina skiff on the trailer.
So he launches the skiff almost
He
as
launches
like a dinghy.
the skiff. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's
Wow.
a dinghy. It's a skiff with a little outboard on the back of it. And before we do that, he backs the skiff into, I hope I'm getting all this right, into this little driveway where the lobster pound is. And the job is to fill the diesel gas tanks that are going to go right into the skiff.
Okay.
So
all right.
he says to me, okay, I'll need you to fill these up. And so
are the tanks in the center console?
They're in. Well, they're not. There's not a center console. It's a skiff, so it's just got a little
like an
wooden
outboard.
board in the
Okay.
back, a little outboard. So it's not a center console boat. It's small. It's a
Okay.
small thing with outboard. So my job is to fill these plastic large gas cans
Right.
with diesel fuel, and I realize it's dark. And I suddenly understand that I'm not going to be able to see when they fill up, and I don't, of course, want to spill the diesel fuel. So first problem, and Zach is a man of few words.
Right.
All right, he does not teach by instruction. He basically shows you what he wants you to do, and you're on your own. So
Okay.
that's the way. So it's going fine, and as I'm filling these gas cans, I take out. I'm using some innovation, and I take my iPhone and put on the flashlight feature so that I see. And already I'm saying to myself, see what you're doing here. This is pretty smart
That is
stuff.
smart.
This
That
is
is.
it. This is smart. Smart. I'm smart.
Hey Zach,
And-
I'm smart.
And he doesn't say a word, but as I remove the hose from the first can, because
Yes.
I can see that the fuel is up to the top,
Right.
I'm like, hey, I did that pretty well. I removed the nozzle out face down, and the diesel just covers my little baby booties.
Oh no!
I mean, on the jeans, on everything. If you'd had a match, you would have set me afire. That's the way it goes. But I don't make that same mistake twice, and I fill the other two gas cans.
So
Now,
3 gas cans.
3 gas cans
lot.
that are going to be used for, he brings them out to the boat, and that's how he fills the boat. And that was the first time I realized that manual labor of this kind is something that I probably did 40 years ago.
Sure.
And so I go to, yes, are they larger cans than the regular thing you would put in your lawnmower? Well, yes, they are. I'm not sure what the gallon is.
Would you
but
guess
I
about
think
6 gallons?
Probably 5. Probably 5
gallons?
gallons. 5 gallons of diesel fuel, as I found out, is quite heavy.
Yeah.
And so I've got to lift it back up into the skiff that's on the trailer, and that's when I become aware of the fact that I am a Nancy man, and that I'm going to pull something, tear something, and it's going to go. So I lift the diesel up, put it in the back of the skiff, and it's not a total struggle, but let's just say it's heavy. And but I'm able to pull this off, and I suddenly realize, okay,
Does
these
he
guys
see
do
you
this.
struggling?
I probably wasn't even paying attention
Because
to him.
it's
He's
dark.
doing
At
other
least the
things.
fact that it's dark,
Yes.
you have the cover of darkness.
Yeah, I'm putting them where they're supposed to go. There's no instruction. I screw the little nozzle back on. It's
Right.
got a super long tube. These are going to be used to fill his lobster boat with diesel fuel. That's the way this is going
Because
to go.
the worst situation would have been about halfway through getting can number 2 onto the boat saying, "How you doing, Mike?"
Right.
Yeah, because so it's possible he didn't know you struggled.
He and it was not the kind of struggle that I would experience later, because I realized what he was doing. I believe when I was paying attention to the diesel fuel was he was putting the bait in the bait boxes.
All right.
And then we got down to the where were the bait boxes? I don't know. It's all running together to me. We get the diesel fuel.
Well, also, you're lightheaded from all the fumes coming off your pants.
Yes,
You're
and
covered in diesel fuel.
at one point, I don't remember because I think I may have blacked out the first time that I grabbed the bait box.
Yes.
The 5-gallon tank, the gas can, I'm not sure how much not that heavy. The bait boxes, as he told me later, were 100 pounds each.
Oh.
And so...
That's what I call my Mac, by the way, the bait box.
The bait box? Oh, yeah.
The bait box.
Yeah.
So I leaned down, and at this point I said, all right, so we'll get to, you need this bait box? Yep, go get that bait box. So I go down to get the bait box, and I'm like, okay, let me just get Zach! And at this point, the fibers of my lower back are just going, ping, 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 like that.
Now, I know it's obvious that the bait box is a box of bait. But for someone who has never been a sternman or a lobsterman, what is it? Is it metal? Is it like a cooler? And what kind of bait is in it?
Well, to be honest with you, in the old days, what we used to call the bait box?
What's that?
Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, there you go, baby. I'll tell you all about the bait box, and then we'll go out to sea, and I'll tell you about all my other mistakes.
Ahoy!
Ahoy, matey. When we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show, it's Lobster Monday, everybody. Next time you carve into one, remember, if you're eating it, somebody caught it. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Blinds.com. September is a great month to let a little light into your home, but you don't want your house feeling like a furnace. Well, it ain't feeling like a furnace up here, but it keeps out the hot and the cold. I will tell you, September's the perfect time to get roller shades from Blinds.com. They are stylish. They are easy. They come in 3 different levels of openness. Solar roller shades give you a great view to the outdoors, but still block damaging UV rays. Light filtering roller shades give you privacy, but still let light into the room. And blackout roller shades come in great patterns and colors, but black out all of the light. So they're ideal for media rooms, bedrooms, and nurseries, or if you're a rock star. Blinds.com has them all, and they will save you money. Their prices are lower than store prices. Plus, they offer free color samples, free design consultations, and free shipping on most orders. Installation is easy. Even I did it. And Blinds.com has designs for every single budget. Great people to work for.
Yes.
Blinds.com always takes care of their customers. Roller shades are the best way to let some light in this fall. Go to Blinds.com and start saving on roller shades today. You'll see easy in a whole new light with Blinds.com, and we thank you. So we get everything. The bait boxes are on the skiff. The fuel's on the skiff, and now it's time to launch the boat. He launches the boat, and as opposed to stepping off dry land onto the bow of the boat and walking across, when I'm challenged is getting from, as you know, dinghy to boat, boat to dinghy, trailer, land to dinghy. So I'm nervous about that, and I wanted to have a good toe hold. The ballerina-like move would have required me to dance across the bow and into a boat that's filled with equipment and gas tank cans and bait boxes. I would rather go to the side of the boat. So I sacrificed the boots to go into the water up to my knees and pull myself onto the boat. Well, that's the first.
It gave you a good rinsing because you were doused in diesel.
Because I had diesel fuel, but that's the first time that I got the notice of the captain when he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You didn't need to do that. You could have gone across the bow." And I'm like, "Sorry, Mr. Bad. I don't know what I'm doing, so that's why I climbed on board." But so I'm soaking wet, and the boots are still wet because they're not the kind of boots that are
what's the temperature
designed.
in the dark up there?
It was great. That was the best part. It was upper 50s, low 60s. It was not cold.
Okay.
It was not relative to the way it can normally get up here. Like
right.
This morning, it was not cold at all. If we'd done this Monday morning today, it would have been a different story. I would have been in trouble. It would have been a bad scene. But we're off, and I'm just hoping we can make it out in the skiff, get to the boat, and I can get on the boat without falling. And so, yes,
in my mind
it was
right
a little
now,
difficult.
you're headed to the lobster craft, and it's called the what's it called? The TARDIS? What's it called? The boat?
The TARDIS?
Yeah.
What do you mean the TARDIS?
That's
what the hell?
that's
the overtime.
The overtime. You're headed to the overtime.
Right.
Is the sun coming up now?
Yeah, it's bright. It's getting
probably
bright.
like close to 6:30.
Yeah, and it's like I'm getting excited because the good part's coming. The good part, like being on the boat, being on the water, being out there. But what I forget, because I'm getting excited on the little boat ride out to the other boat, I'm forgetting the fact that now we have to transfer the gas and the bait boxes. Jesus Christ. He ended up probably lifting most of the bait boxes because he knew that I was struggling. Well, I'd put a hand on him and let me help you. And so we get on, everything
like
gets
Carrie
tied
handling,
off.
helping with the luggage.
I forgot when he fueled. I don't know if he fueled prior or if he had already had gas or whether he did that later. That might have come later. I'm not quite sure. But he's very meticulous about getting his boat clean when we were done and all that good
and
stuff.
True
So
boat people of the ocean, people of the sea, they have a mental
By
checklist.
the way, it's a miracle that you haven't, I cannot believe that you have not had the score from Jaws in the background when we've been talking about this entire thing. I mean, I know it's been a busy morning, but Jesus
I
Christ.
actually had another song I was going to go to when we were talking about the sexual tension. The Love Boat.
Hi there. No. Can I help you with your bait box? A bait box is a gray plastic box, and it is loaded with primarily herring. If that's what you people want to know, if you really want to know the insight of being a lobsterman, that is what they use to the bait box. It goes from the bait box into the bait bag. And as a stern man, I was going to have, I'm jumping ahead first. The bait box is gray. It's 100 pounds, and I haul the thing. We get it, everything loaded. Everything's it. We cast off. That thrum of the diesel engine. Oh, there's nothing. This is when I'll be honest with you, and I hate to make the homoerotic references here, but my nipples are erect at this point.
Sure.
This is
awesome.
great. Oh, in between, he said, what size gloves are you? I think he might have texted me the night before, and he said, I figure with your paws, you're probably an XL. Well, that's when I had to, explain to him that these are the hands of a piano player.
Yes.
These are the hands of a first cello, not the hands of the meaty paws of a dock worker.
They are dainty, and also they've been counting money all your life.
That's right. You've been counting money all your life, you candy ass. So I informed him it was probably a large.
Okay.
And that's what I ended up wearing, not the extra large.
Now, when you offered to bring your own gloves, but then explained they're like the kind that Bugs Bunny wears, just the white cotton gloves that a man would wear with a tuxedo?
Well, to be honest, I did go out and buy my own gloves.
Oh, that's
and
good.
They would have been the wrong gloves for the job.
Oh.
These gloves are like heavy duty rubber gloves that you wear.
Oh, not isotoners?
Basically, if you're going to go, give a proctology exam to a killer whale, these are the kind of gloves that you would do, and that's what you would put on there. The gloves I got they had this kind of rubbery coating on the mitts.
Yeah, the palms and the fingers, right?
But the top was wool, and so it would not have worked when they got soaking wet, which they were going to. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on.
Now, by the time you are actually hearing the diesel rumble and you're out on your way out there, what I was going to say before is that people that live on boats and make their living on the water, they always have like a mental checklist they go through, not unlike a pilot. I mean, everything they do is methodical.
Well, there's a lot of there's radar, there's electronic equipment there, there's a chart plotter, all that kind of stuff.
How many times do you think you made him stray from his mental list because you were just there?
That'll come later.
Okay, all right.
Because but I don't want to skip ahead of that one.
Understood.
At this point, he says, why don't you put those oil pants on? And the oil pants are what you see the standard lobstermen wear. They're like bib overalls, but they're made of rubber.
Sure.
And you get into them. They're like waders. They would look like, people would call them waders. Mm-hmm. And suddenly now the anxiety comes to the forefront again because I'm not a small, petite man, and I'm just praying.
He didn't ask your size for your waders. He just wanted. He had the
gloves. He said
these.
I think these should fit you, and so he gives me, and I've got my gloves, and I said, "No, Zach, I think I'm okay." He said, "You're going to get soaking wet. It's going to be filthy." I said, "All right, I guess I'll try them."
Mike, I can so relate. As a larger guy, there is no phrase you hate more than. I think this should fit you. Because when it doesn't, that means you're fatter than they even thought.
Yes,
because they said it should fit. This is fit even the largest man who's ever been on my boat. Amazing that it wouldn't fit you.
Well, the triumph of triumphs is that as I get into it, and the sound when I was getting in it was like... I'm putting one leg into these, and so I just
a hermetic seal inside the waders.
I'll be just a second, Zach. I've got the right leg in. Let me get the left leg. And thank God, I fit into him.
Okay.
And look, there's no. I was very, very, very comfortable. I could not believe when I put these on that if I had gone to a store and handpicked my own size, I could not have gotten the better oil pants. That's what they're called, oil pants, and they were absolutely perfection. They were even the cuffs were rounded up a little bit so that my little toes came through, and the problem was I had my wet jeans and my muck boots that were inside of these.
So
and
they didn't have like boots at the bottom. They were just pants.
No. They didn't have booties at the bottom. They were just but it went great, and I was extremely relieved. And we're heading out to sea at this point. And one of the things I realized is we head out of the harbor, and he's got 50 yards outside of the harbor. He's got his first traps. So it is go time. And he said, all right, what I'm going to need you to do is put the bait in the bait bags, and he gave me like a 5-second tutorial on how to remove the bait bag, which is on a little cleat that's in the middle of this lobster trap, and how you turn it around with the string, and you put the bait back in. My job is going to be as follows. I remove the empty bait bag from the lobster trap. I replace that with the full bait bag that I have already baited, and then if there are any lobsters in the trap, I am responsible, and this is where things are going to get problematic. I am responsible for banding the lobsters. Do you know what that means?
I would imagine it's removing them and putting the little thing around their claws.
The little rubber band that goes around there, and there's a device, there's a tool that you use. It's like a little pair of pliers, but the pliers are put together, and as soon as you squeeze the pliers, the end piece opens up, thus expanding the rubber band so as to go. And to be honest with you, I've only eaten lobster, so I didn't know what was happening, man. But it was pretty crazy. I'll tell you this. So
I know
you reach
who you
in
are.
You reach into the
rubber band man.
Rubber band man. Thank you. Reach into the big bucket of rubber bands, and then you got your little pliers. Then you split those out, and then you put it on top of the lobster claw. And if they don't bite you, you're fine. Well, they really don't bite; they pinch. And I only got pinched about 9 times, so it really wasn't that bad.
And 3 of those were from Zach.
Yeah.
So
now stop. Now will you stop that? I'd like to go back out on this boat. Okay? Will you stop with your homoerotic crap,
but
please?
I have to guess that the rubber band job, the banding job, that is all about technique. And
which was not explained to me.
Well, you have to develop technique. You can't just hand a guy and say, here, do this. It's like saying, hey, here's how you crochet. Make me an Afghan. You have to learn how to do it.
There, you have to thread the little end of the pliers into the band. Then you got to press it so the band expands. Then you're holding the 2 lobster claws simultaneously as you try to band these lobsters. And the one thing I didn't know was I was fine getting the band over the claw.
Sure.
And then, then you release it, and so it snugly fits on there. But then you've still got the 2 little metal nipples that are on the band, and I didn't know how to take it out without pulling the band off again. And I did this 4 times, and I said, Zach, Zach, excuse me.
What do you want?
I said, how do I say, twist it. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So by the end of the day, I was the expert bander, where you put it on and you do the quick twist, and then you throw the lobster into the bucket of fresh seawater that is being constantly recycled through this big barrel. It's got an apparatus that puts the water directly in, and that's why they're so delicious and fresh, and it's an incredible process.
Now,
it really is.
Because I've never done this, I have to ask, the traps live at sea. He doesn't take the traps in and out. They stay out there. The recycle is he baits them fresh, but the traps sort of just stay out there, and he visits them on the boat,
they stay out there for as long as he wants them to stay out there. And then I don't know if they stay out for the whole season, but I think they're in the general area, and then you lay out your traps, and you bring them in, and sometimes you move them. It's the way it's fishing. So you move them to a different area. But so for
how
every
long is it
trap,
taking you to band a lobster?
I can't give you time. I have no idea. I can't give you. I mean, all I know is my job is as follows. With every trap that comes up, I have to bait a bag, remove the empty bag, put the bait bag back in the lobster trap, band and throw into the bucket whatever lobsters we get, and then wait. So with one lobster on a trap, with some lobster on a trap, I'm fine. He then informs me that most of his traps are doubles, which means every trap, every buoy you see is going to pull up 2 traps. And if we get more than like 7 lobsters in 2 traps, I'm totally screwed.
So there's a chance there's like many lobsters in a trap?
That's what happened. Well, in 2 traps, you say get three or 2, or if you have 2 lobsters in each trap, you get a total of 4 lobsters. And I'm doing this, and I'm baiting. I do not have the sufficient speed. This is where we'll ask our review of the Great Lobsterman tomorrow. And everything was fine up until we get one particular trap. And I see that in the corner of this trap is a Bud Light can. And I'm like, oh, man, polluting our waterways. That's just ridiculous. I can't believe that. So Zach is hauling up the trap. He's getting his second trap on board. I see the Bud Light can. I'm like, well, this goes in the garbage. And he said, what'd you do with the Bud Light can? And it slipped out of my hand, and it fell in the water. And he said, that's my lucky Bud Light can.
Oh, no.
He has it inside the trap for luck, and I have thrown it overboard.
Oh, no.
Because I'm a tard, and I'm a candy ass, and I didn't know what I was doing. And so it was, I've got the wet pants. I've got the bait box that's, split my spine in 2. And now I have thrown, stupidly, the Bud Light can into the water.
You jerk.
I'll tell you. When you see this guy operate his boat, though, he swings the thing around, reaches over with his bare paw, and grabs the Bud Light can.
Oh, so it was rescued.
And it went right back into where it was in the trap originally,
thank God.
and right back down. Thank God for that.
Because otherwise they'd be baiting the traps with you.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
but anyway, it was really, really spectacular.
Are any of the lobsters, do you throw any of them back for size?
Yo, you throw most of them back for size.
Really?
Absolutely, most. Yeah,
Okay.
Most of the lobsters go back into the water. Most of the lobsters you bring on a boat are going to go back, and that's why the fishery stays solvent because they have very stringent rules about what lobsters go in. They have different rules about hard shells. Females and males. Don't ask me what the rules are, and don't ask Zach. He doesn't want to answer those questions.
Understood.
But I will tell you that there are lots of different rules. And the other thing that we brought on board were whelks. Have you ever heard of a whelk?
Is it almost like a conch shell looking thing?
It's a snail. It's a conch shell. It's like a little snail.
Yeah.
And mistakenly, I said to Zach, he said, well, you can eat these. I said, I'd like to try them. He said, I'll give you as many as you want. I said, well, let's bring a bunch home. And so I cooked them later in that day, bit into one, and it was like a septic tank. And so I did not care. I did not care for the whelk. So
Here
it was,
is the music, the official music of the whelk.
Well, it's Mike O'Mara. Hi, thank you, boys. We're out here on the boats getting the whelks and the lobsters. But don't you dare throw that Bud Light can into the water, because that'd be the stupid thing for the man in the wet pants.
Bud Light can?
The lucky Bud Light can, unfortunately, thrown into the water by the stupid stern man that doesn't know what he's doing, who baits the bag. And by the way, this little bait bag where you have to jam the herring and the cod into the bait bag, I know why now you watch shows like Deadliest Catch and they get mad at the greenhorns because they're so slow.
Right.
Speed is part of this equation. Banding the lobsters, baiting the bag, getting the bag on. By the end of the day, the only thing that was really sore outside of my aching back were the tips of my fingers because I'm wrapping this little string with the bait bag around the lobsters. But I'll tell you something. There are 2 things that you would think you would enjoy the process.
Yeah.
One would be looking at the lobsters. No time for that. I was actually too big. I was baiting bags, banding lobsters, and getting ready for the next trap. And the second thing, there was not a moment where I just stood back and kind of looked at the view.
You were go the whole time. My
nose was in a bait box full of herring from the time we left until the time we wrapped it up. Now, by the time we wrapped it up, we swung by and we were out off the point. We're near the family house,
sure.
And I knew that my nephew was having his 30th birthday weekend
right.
with all those 30-year-old women that were going to be coming into town. I was like, Zach, see if you can pull back in front of the house. Could you do that? And we were able to do that, and I was like Johnny Macho, but I must have looked like the Michelin Man stuffed into the oil pants.
No, I mean,
so,
there's nothing.
Hello, girls. How are
Nothing that
you?
a 30-year-old woman wants more than
Yep.
an older man in rubber pants.
Thank you very much. Yes,
Looking good.
nice to see you. And then I came by did that later that afternoon, brought a present for my nephew by with all the people there. I didn't really buy to get him a present. I did just so I could stop by and go, yeah, that was me on the water. Thank you. Yeah, that was
And then
me.
the girl
Yeah.
said, "Do you smell diesel fuel?"
Yeah, and I said, please leave. This is a young person's party. Thank you. But as far as I'm concerned, mad respect, unbelievable respect for the industry and the people that do this for a living, and my undying gratitude to my friend Zach, who could not have been a better host for me out there, and really let me learn the thing on my own, and that's the best way to teach as far as I'm concerned.
In the
It was
rare
great.
event that he would have you out again, would you do it again?
Yes, in a heartbeat.
Really?
In an absolute
That's
heartbeat,
cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
However, he did. I'll tell you one thing he did say. He said, "Yeah, next time you come out, but I think we'll do it with my brother and I. Let you see how it's really done."
Oh, man.
Other than that, we'll get a review hopefully from Zach tomorrow. We'll take a break. Come back with news you may not need. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you love your iPhone?
Hey, it's
Do you
Oscar.
love your iPad? Do you love your Android? Do you love your Nexus 7? Did you play Atari? Did you program the TRS-80? Do you love technology? We all do. And more importantly, do you love entertainment? Yes. And if you do all those and above, or whatever I'm trying to say, you should listen to Tech 411. That's right, Tech 411 show with Oscar Santana and Todd Moore. Bring it. That's right. That was fun.
More Broadcasting. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
I think we had some crowd interference there. I'm not sure what happened.
He
but,
blames the chicken pad thai. It happens.
Oh, my God. It's so weird, Rob.
What?
Great timing on that. This portion of the program is brought to you by Blue Apron. The last thing you want to do after work is go to the grocery store and then have to prep and cook a complicated meal. Takeout's unhealthy. It's expensive. That's why you need Blue Apron. I want to tell you about the food I've been eating for weeks now, and I love it. Carla loves making it. The latest one, chicken pad ki mao. You might recognize this from going out to restaurants. This is drunken noodles. That's exactly what it is.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Classic Thai dish, though the origin of the name is contested. One theory states that the noodles were typically paired with rice wine in local restaurants. It's a stir-fry of vegetables, a spicy, savory sauce, and broad, tender rice noodles, hearty and deliciously textured. Blue Apron is knocking my socks off.
They're the best.
Blue Apron will give you all the ingredients you need to make an absolute gourmet restaurant-quality dinner, and they will do so cost-effectively. Each Blue Apron serving is under $10. This is great stuff, and they show you how to do it. Beautiful pictures, beautiful step-by-step instructions that you get on this, and I love the way they do it. And the food, I've never had better food.
It's so
I've never
good.
eaten better in my own home with my own stuff. It's fantastic. They work with your preferences as well and your schedule. Incredible meals, and the quality and freshness will blow you away. I love Blue Apron. It's a better way to cook. Check out this week's menu and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/TMOS. Our treat, really, the first 2 meals are on us when you go to blueapron.com/TMOS.
News.
A school bus carrying 27 elementary students crashed in Tampa, Florida on Thursday after the brakes went out. It hit a signpost, clipped a tree, flipped on its side, and ended up half submerged in a pond. But luckily, 10-year-old Nicholas Sierra was one of the kids on board. After the bus hit the water, Nicholas went into hero mode. First, he saw a kindergartner who was underwater. He grabbed her by the arm and carried her out of the bus.
How old is this kid?
This kid is 10 years old.
Good Lord. Good for him.
Once she was safe, he went back in and saved 2 more kindergartners who were trapped inside. Police say the bus driver also made sure all the kids were safe before he left the bus. In the end, no one seriously hurt. Remember this name. I'd love to hear more about this. This is what you lead a newscast with,
Yes.
because it makes you feel good. Nicholas Sierra, and this is, how much stuff do we have that comes out of Florida? This is right there in Tampa, Florida. Way to go, Nicholas. Great
Fast
kid.
thinking, so brave. That's awesome.
Fantastic story. Tracy Morgan made a surprise appearance at the Emmys last night to present an award, and he joked that he's begun to feel like himself again, which meant, quote, a whole lot of y'all women are going to get pregnant at the after party.
It took nearly 3 hours, but that was a good moment on the Emmys last night.
Yeah, maybe the only one. I bailed. I'm done. Award shows, I'm over. There is a level of snark now and self pleasure where they just seem to just be so full of themselves. Everybody's too cool for school.
Yeah.
The bits are Andy Samberg, they're all basically
He's
Lorne
so
Michaels'
unfunny.
disciples. No, he's
so
not funny at
unfunny.
all.
And what did he say? They said, do you realize that 50 nominees in the Emmys this year have at one point worked for Lorne Michaels? I said, well, that's not something to be proud of.
No, and that should tell you all you need to know about the system and the way it works. And it's just, look, the shows are fine. I think some of the awards were well deserved.
Yeah, I thought they
did
okay.
It's just the worst. The Emmys used to be a lot of fun to watch. It's not anymore.
It used to be one of the more fun awards. Great death reel, though. Great death reel. A lot of good people
Didn't see
died.
it. Didn't
It's a
see
good
it.
one.
Well, you love death, I know
do.
you wait for that moment.
Well,
and
someday, hopefully, you'll see mine. And that'll be
by
a
the
great
way, though,
moment.
but it was not a good farewell segment. Excuse me. You don't put Parks and Recreation next to David Letterman when you're signing off. It was ridiculous,
and
he
also,
deserved more of a tribute than that. But thank you, Fox. We really appreciate
Congrats
it.
to the Academy for not recognizing Letterman at all, save
None.
for about 2 clips. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Just really disappointing. Very disappointing.
Suckfest. Allison Williams got married on Saturday at a place called Brush Creek. Sorry.
What? How dare you?
Allison Williams got married at Brush Creek Ranch in Wyoming, and she got a ton of celebrities to fly out for it. Guests included Katy Perry, John Mayer, Mindy Kaling, Bruce Springsteen, Andy Cohen, and the aforementioned Saturday Night Live disciple Seth Meyers. Brian Williams walked his daughter down the aisle, and the ceremony was officiated by Tom Hanks. His wife Rita Wilson plays Allison's mom on Girls. So
Now,
that's the
were all
connection.
those celebrities really there, or are those just the ones that Brian Williams said were there?
There you go. He was lying about it. Absolutely. Jessica Simpson was on HSN last week, hyping her clothing line and talking about her sister's gray jeans. A lot of people thought she was drunk
dear.
or high on something because she was slurring her words and not making a lot of sense. One weird part was when Jessica said, quote, "My sister Ashley's the best at wearing gray. Like, she's very rock and roll, but there's something about gray that's sexy. Maybe it's her husband that share jeans. I have no idea." No, there's something hot about them. TMZ says she was sober, and that's just how she is.
And you know what? It isn't that worse.
Damned if you do, damned if you
That's
don't. here,
worse,
right?
I think. Is that that's just the way she is.
Yes, that's what they said. So-called sources close to Jessica say her giggling and slurring is just, quote, part of her personality that surfaces from time to time.
Wow.
So,
She must be fun.
maybe after a little Merlot. Anyway.
Merlot.
Merlot. A woman named Estella Havisham, Mrs. Havisham, recently wrote a letter to her 13-year-old son after he told her to stop telling him what to do. Apparently, he hadn't done his homework, but didn't want to be treated like a kid. And since he makes a few bucks off some YouTube channel of his, he made a comment about how at least one of us is making money. Estella is in between jobs because of health issues, so she wrote him a letter, and she agreed. Ready to hear this?
I would.
Dear Aaron, since you seem to have forgotten that you are only 13 and I'm the parent, I guess you will need to learn a lesson in independence. Also, as you threw in my face that you are making money now, it will be easier to buy back all the items I bought for you in the past. If you would like your lamp/light bulbs or access to the internet, you will need to pay your share of costs. $430 for rent, $116 for electricity, $21 for internet, and $150 for food. Also, you will need to empty the trash Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as sweep and vacuum those days. You will need to keep your bathroom clean weekly, prepare your own meals, and clean up after yourself. If you fail to do so, I will charge you a $30 maid fee for every day I have to do it. If you decide you would rather be my child again instead of roommate, we can
great.
negotiate terms. Love, Mom. Let's give Mom a nice little round of applause.
I've pulled that before, but never written it down. It sounds better in black and white. I agree.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it's cool. And you can save it and just put it on the wall.
By the way, you know what I do today? Speaking
that?
of that, I take Julia to her first job interview.
Oh, where's she gonna try to get?
It's at one of those big pumpkin farm type deals that they do around the alley. So I have news tomorrow on her first employment.
Fantastic.
Scary,
she needs
man.
to. That's
Yeah,
good.
she
Good
does.
stuff. And now a little something. 18-year-old John Lewis Chapman is a freshman at guess what college?
American University?
No, think out west, they'd say.
Out west, Sacramento State.
Get
Iowa?
a little bit. How about Iowa, Rob?
All right, yeah.
At the University of Iowa. Last Thursday, he was drinking with friends in downtown Iowa City when he decided to head home, which was only a few blocks away. But instead of just walking, he thought he'd see if he could get a lift from two cops.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. He walked up to a cop car while it was stopped in traffic and asked if they'd give him a ride home like they were a cab, and he was lucky at that point because they didn't arrest him. They just told him to get back on the sidewalk. But instead of doing that, John Lewis Chapman opened the back door and got in.
Oh, no.
That's when they noticed that he looked drunk.
Yes.
They breathalyzed him, and his blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit for someone over 21. He's facing charges for underage drinking. Here's the good news, though.
Yes.
It didn't prevent Desmond King from making those interceptions. It didn't stop Jordan Canzeri from pounding it into the end zone. It didn't stop C.J. Beathard from having a whale of a game. And it didn't stop Marshall Kane from drilling a 57-yard field goal for the win. Hawks 27, Pitt 24. Iowa 3-0 for the first time since 2009, baby. There you go. A little tribute to our friends out in Iowa. Way to go Hawks. We'll take a break, come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Gary Stein.
And on this week's episode of the show, Gary, I am challenging your movie knowledge.
I accept the challenge.
Are you as smart as you think you are?
Sure.
Of course he would say that. Also, Gary and I are going to announce a brand new initiative that we hope will change mankind. Check it out, TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are really, really going with this fantasy football on FanDuel.com. Week 2 of fantasy football. You've seen the ads. You've watched your friends playing. Now it's your turn to get signed up at FanDuel.com. FanDuel.com, the trusted leader in one-week fantasy football with more winners and more payouts than any other site. Rob's got the results from this week's TMOS FanDuel League.
First of all, thank you to everyone who played. We sold it out again. We're going into Monday night, Mike, so these could change.
Yes.
So I will tell you that right now in the lead is F1975, followed by Government Cheese and Mr. Lambert 58. Congratulations to Mike O'Mara in 102nd place.
Hold on. I dipped down to 102nd place?
Yes, but I
It's a 150-person league. God damn it.
I bested you, Mike. I'm in 99th. Adrian's 44th, but the real prize goes to Rob Ford, 132nd.
Oh, my God. Well, one of our listeners is going to win some money
Win
this
our
week.
money, that's right.
I'm in another league, too. I'm in 2 other leagues
Oh,
at
are ya?
FanDuel. I'm on the Sunday, Monday night league. So,
Oh, cool.
And I had Russell Wilson. I believe. I didn't even look at the scores today. I know the Seattle got housed, right? Seattle got screwed by Green Bay last night.
yeah.
They had like 3 points at halftime. It's like, yeah, pick the right pony there. Anyone can play. All of us play, and you can compete against Mike, Rob, Oscar, everybody. Go to FanDuel.com/TMOS. Just go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, use our code TMOS, and sign up now. Here's a special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200 that gets earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. This offer is only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Just remember to enter TMOS at FanDuel.com. FanDuel, where every day is a new season. Sign up today. Let's open up the Audio Vault for Monday, September 21, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Cool. You ready, Jacob?
Hey, Mike and Bear. It's time for Audio Vault.
Love when stuff like this goes viral. I think you're with me, Mike. Steve Harvey is a great host on Family Feud.
Yes, he
and
is.
This
the best.
this one sort of broke yesterday afternoon. I believe this episode is yet to air. And top 100 people surveyed, top 5 answers on the board. Here's the question.
Name something a doctor might pull out of a person. Darcy.
A gerbil.
Oh, jeez. Now, what you need to know before we finish the clip, that's the first answer. That's the first thing she thought of. They were up there at the podium.
Yes.
It's not like they were looking for an answer.
A gerbil.
That's the first thing. That's the opponent laughing.
I didn't say that.
Trouble. Name something a doctor might pull out of a person. Bam! Gerbil! Gerbil!
Not on the board. I'm sorry.
By the way, and Steve Harvey does it with his face.
Yeah, he
I mean,
does.
the stuff writes itself. I mean, it's really. I'll tell you where the brilliance of that show, and they finally got hip to it.
Yep.
They are just stalking that show with those kind of questions, and it's fantastic. Keep it coming. More power to him. I'm glad for his success.
As far
I
as
really am.
construction goes, it's one of the best game shows ever invented. And if
they
you
got- and
allow
they made
it
it
to
be-
go,
they made it better. They made
Good
it much
stuff.
better.
Great, Mike, that Donald Trump was busy all weekend on the phone on television talk shows because,
Oh, my
he
God.
only phones in.
Right.
This was great this morning, him yelling at Savannah because NBC,
he went nuts. He melted down today.
He did because they showed a poll not from NBC because the NBC poll made him look better.
I'm so glad you have this clip.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad you have this clip because this is where it really, in my opinion, this is where the implosion began.
Yep.
This is when he's starting to really lose it. Listen to this man and tell me if you don't think it's getting to him. This is
As
hysterical.
far as the polls are concerned, the only poll you didn't put up was the NBC poll, where I'm way at the top. I'm much more than double, and I don't understand why NBC is using a CNN poll, which was also a good poll. I'm leading by a lot. But the NBC poll that you announced yesterday was fantastic.
Well, I should have mentioned our NBC poll by name, but I did say at the outset that you were leading in every poll, and I
know,
meant...
but you put up the CNN poll, you didn't put up the NBC poll, and you're the ones that are paying for the NBC poll, so I don't get it, other than the NBC poll is a very good poll for Trump.
It's a good poll for Trump. By the way, the CNN poll's a good one for you, too, sir. You're
That's
leading
true.
in it by double
But
digits.
NBC was better.
He's out of his
I mean,
mind.
he's 8 years old. I mean,
Yes.
that to me, use that clip for the rest of time, and that's all you need to know about time. But the one, then that's the better one for Trump. Why didn't you use that poll? That's the one you believe in.
Yeah, he found some sort of 8-year-old piece of logic, and he kept throwing it at Savannah like he broke Watergate.
And I'm leading by a lot.
A lot. It's good for Trump.
It's
but
good for a
better
lot
Trump.
successful. A lot. Thank you.
This is a pretty great news anchor breakup, Mike. You know how they have service animals that they bring to like sick people and sick children to cheer
Sure.
them up?
Right.
This is a pot-bellied pig, but he has no back legs. Now, I know the punchline. A pig that good, you don't eat all at once. No.
Oh, this is the anchor. This is
Yes.
the anchor that cracks up.
And-
I love this tape. I love
and
this
the
tape.
pig is named Chris, initial P, Bacon.
Right. Crispy Bacon.
P. Bacon. This
Yeah.
is why anchors need to read their copy before they do the newscast.
Now to the story of a pig that is inspiring others. One pot-bellied pig has certainly endured his share of problems. Chris P. Bacon was born without the use of his back. I can't. Yeah, you have to read this story. We cannot. Oh my God.
Get it together, pal.
It's so real. That's
It
what
is,
I-
though.
you can't fake those. That's fantastic.
Crispy Bacon.
They try to fake them, but that was a legitimate one.
The
It was
Notre
great.
Dame game this weekend, they have a man on their team, Drew Tranquil, who actually tore an ACL last season. He tore an ACL during this week's game doing a chest bump. And the thing that is so hard about this, you hear him scream in pain.
Thomas Wheelie going to the end zone. Incomplete. He wanted Taquan Marshall. And that was Drew Tranquil all the way downfield on the coverage. And now he's down on the ground.
Listen.
Oh, on the celebration. He looks fine right there. And then comes down on that right knee after the celebration.
He tore his other ACL on a chest bump celebrating a big play. I wish him a speedy recovery, but it doesn't look like he'll be back
You know,
this season.
I watched a lot of NFL in college. They've got to go easier on
Yes.
this. they practically kill each other with the celebrations. You know how I feel about it. I mean, the whole celebration issue. Be a man. Be a man. Do your job. Go out there and be a man. High five somebody. Spike the ball. Fine. Enough with the crap.
Looks
God,
like you've been there before.
Absolutely.
And also, I know we didn't really enjoy the Emmys very much, but it was a big night for Game of Thrones. They won more Emmys than any other single show ever before, and it also an award, of course, to Peter Dinklage. And I don't know what it says about me. Every time they played the theme last night, I'm singing this. But you know what? I thought it was nice. They gave him a full-size Emmy.
Oh, stop that. Come on now. Behave yourself, for Christ's sake.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. The show today brought to you by Vistaprint. I love Vistaprint. We all use it, and we want you to try them, too. Right now at Vistaprint.com, you can get 500 business cards for just $9.99 when you enter promo code TMOS at checkout. That's $9.99 for 500 business cards. The best deal out there. So this is the best way to promote a small business. There's just something so great about handing someone a card. It makes a great first impression. You can upgrade to their signature stock, add a fancy finish, go double-sided,
yes,
or even raised print. Vistaprint does it all. They even do banners, all sorts of good stuff. Vistaprint has the best customer service. Quit worrying about your layouts or logo design. Vistaprint can help, and they guarantee you'll be happy. Just remember to use the code TMOS at Vistaprint.com, and you'll get 500 business cards for $9.99. That's a 50% savings. Great quality, easy to customize, and your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. If you're not happy, Vistaprint will make it right. Just visit Vistaprint.com, create your custom card, and use promo code TMOS at checkout. Remember, that's TMOS. Don't wait. Go to Vistaprint.com and order yours today. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.